Hey, this is Andrew Lim inviting you to go out on a limb. Hello from Limassol, Cyprus. So today, this morning, we're off to Nicosia, which is the capital of Cyprus. So Nicosia has a really fascinating history, given that half of it belongs to the Turks or the Turkish Cypriots, apparently illegally claimed by them back in 1974. So that part of the island is not recognized by the UN at all as a country. It's only recognized by Turkey. And then the other part, of course, belong to the Greek Cypriots. So my goal is, when I go to Nicosia, really excited because Nicosia is the capital of Cyprus. And it's divided by half, obviously. But I really want to, loud cars. I really want to cross over to the Turkish part and walk on Ledra Street, which is the shopping street apparently. So fingers crossed that everything will go smoothly. I can cross over. We'll try to document the process for you, see how easy it is, especially during this raging Omicron time. Hopefully they actually let me back in without a COVID test. Yeah, because that would be problematic because all my stuff is actually here on the Greek side. So we'll see. So come go out and live with me and we'll explore Nicosia together. Before we start, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notify button for new contents that I upload weekly. Thank you. Guys, we're finally in Nicosia. It's about an hour and a half bus ride. So you can actually take a bus from Limassol. It's pretty easy if you don't feel like driving. So guys, you have to have a printed COVID result to get in. On your phone, doesn't work. So I gotta go find a place to get it printed so I can go in and check out the Turkish side of Nicosia. So I passed the checkpoint in Greek Cypriot successfully, and I'm now in the UN buffer zone. So this zone was actually established in 1974 by the UN to keep peace between North and South, or between the Turks force or the Turkish force and the Greek Cypriots. So super excited to have been able to cross the checkpoint and immigration successfully. I've always wanted to come to this part of the island, even though the Greek Cypriots had discouraged me from coming here, including the Cyprus consulate. The representative said, why would you want to go to the place that's illegally claimed by the Turkish force? I know. But anyways, you know, coming here, first impression, it's like step back in time. But we were hungry, so the first order of business was to find a place to have a good Turkish meal. Guys, don't forget they actually use Lira here. So, I mean, they convert to Euro at some places, like where I'm eating right now, but the menu prices are in Lira. So it's fascinating. So the food here was okay, although, you know, the chicken kebab dish I ordered, you know, tasted like the lamb because they had cooked it with lamb fat, and I didn't like that. So the street art, obviously in Nicosia, you know, it's popular for street art. Really interesting. You can find it everywhere. Ledra Street, of course, is the popular street to shop here on this side of Nicosia. And it's really a good time to come on Christmas Day because everything is open here, but nothing's open on the other side. There is a Turkish bazaar here for everyone to shop, even the locals, and here you can find fresh fruits, catering to some tourists, but mostly the 82,000 people that live on this side of the capital. So Nicosia is the only divided capital in the world where about 82,000 people live on this side and about 220,000 people live on the other side. So it's really interesting. And here you can find, you know, things like Turkish delight as well as, you know, dried loofahs, big dried loofahs that, if you ever need one to scrub your back, you'll be able to find it here. There are actually a few places for sightseeing on this side of the capital, including this church, or actually this mosque that used to be a church, been converted to a mosque. Unfortunately, it was closed during my visit. And of course, I wanted to see the wall from this side of the capital that line along the UN zone. Behind me is the wall that separates Nicosia from the Turkish part and the Greek part. So the first settlement in Nicosia was founded in 30th century BC. Now, how long ago was that? 5,000 years ago. Yeah, it's really impressive. So visiting here is like visiting a small Turkish town, or even Istanbul maybe 30-40 years ago, because it definitely has all the colors of a Turkish community, including this ice cream vendor that teases his customer. It's really funny. And also a Turkish bath. Unfortunately, it wasn't open when I was there due to COVID or the pandemic restriction, but had it open, I would have totally used it, because I need a good scrub. The buildings here are actually very old compared to the Greek side. It's actually, part of it, I think, if you go outside of the main tourist street, it's actually pretty rundown. Yeah, so it's definitely not as developed as that of the other side, the Greek Cypriot side, but it definitely adds colors, I have to say. Like the barber shop, it's definitely something worth visiting, and I think it's good for Instagram. For those of you who really care just about Instagram, this is the place to visit. So I wondered, since this part of the island is not recognized by UN, can I count this as my 107th country visited? Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know, because yeah, I would like to actually add to my tally of total countries visited. So overall, I think this part of Nicosia is definitely worth visiting. So back on the Greek side, or the Greek Cypriot side, it's definitely more sophisticated, I would say, more commercialized, actually, that's the right word, because you have, chains like McDonald's, you have more of the Western chains around here, where you actually don't find a single Western chain on the other side of Nicosia. I mean, here you can even find Starbucks, McDonald's, and all these like big chains, and also of course pristine Orthodox churches, as well as really quiet street, because when I visited here was on Christmas Day. So given that the primary religion here is Christianity, a lot of places are closed. So if there's ever a time you want to cross over to the other side of Nicosia, Christmas Day is definitely the best time to go, because as you can see, it was really hustle bustle over there, but not here. But here you have some old buildings as well, but it's not as run down. It's actually better maintained, and also the buildings here are more colorful, including this, which I believe it's a museum of Nicosia. I mean, official museum of Nicosia is actually in this building. So the border wall on this side is definitely livelier, looking less ominous with the blue and the white, which is a typical Greek color. And there's actually a church that the Pope visited during his recent visit to Cyprus. And here is actually right next to a border wall as well. And the border wall here was actually repainted white, indicating peace and harmony. And close to the church, you can actually see the UN zone over a fence, and you can see that the UN force, a police force, patrolling the section all the time. So overall, I think it's definitely worth a visit when you're in Cyprus to come to Nicosia and to actually visit the Greek Cypriot side and compare that to the Turkish Cypriot side.